Hey guys, it's Brainline Girl for part two of my Captain Marvel videos. Okay, this next one covers something that happened on the 25th. You know, after Larson tried to clarify her comments by saying no one's losing their seat at the table, we're bringing in more chairs. That basically says, well, we're gonna bring in more jobs. I don't think she has any control over that, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But what happened last week was suddenly, well, maybe not so suddenly, but on Rotten Tomatoes, Captain Marvel suddenly went from 90% and then it shot down to 60% in audience interest. Which, you know, yeah, that was a little surprising. Well, should have been surprising, but as a result, well, it didn't stop at 60. It went farther. I checked on this several times, and you know, the first time it was around 60%. The second time it was in the 40s. The third time and fourth they were in the 30s, and the fifth time and the last time I checked it before Rotten Tomatoes decided to update, it was at 27%. That is a large drop in a short period of time. We recently found out, well, I recently found out that Rotten Tomatoes has some connections with Disney. So, is this even though they said that they were doing it because they thought there was trollish activity that was obscuring their data. And they were planning this for months. They just didn't give any, well, and that there were other changes in the works, but they didn't give any prior notification before this one. And right before it changed, there was an article saying that episode 9 of Star Wars was also being downvoted for interest. There were also reports of the comments on why people were not interested in Captain Marvel were being taken as reviews. Another YouTube channel actually did a rant video on that happening, or what speaker thought was happening, rather. They were not very happy, and they quickly got quite almost triple the amount of dislikes. And they took down their video within a few hours. I think this is the point where we have to wonder what exactly is it about this film that they feel the need to protect. Because most of the comments I saw, they did give legitimate reasons not to want to see the movie. They were not happy with Brie Larson's comments. They definitely did not like her saying the movie was her activism. I mean, keep politics, keep agendas out of movies. The only agenda that a movie should have is to be a good story. And there were some that said that they didn't like the character, and some that said they just didn't like the actress. These are legitimate reasons for not wanting to see the movie. There were some that even said that they didn't like the trailers. That's also a legitimate reason not to see the movie. Because you have to look at all the information you have, or you can, and make your own choices. And a lot of people, and I say a lot of people instead of trolls, because when I looked at the comments and the votes, those weren't troll accounts. Those were not bots. Most of them had comments. Most of them were not created that month. Conveniently they were not created that month. That was not their only vote. Those are things you normally see with bot accounts. What happened next, you probably already know. Rotten Tomatoes took away the ability to express your interest, or rather your disinterest in a film. You can still be interested in it, but you can't say you are not. And people are calling censorship on this. For good reason. In the short term, what it does is it stops people from saying that that people are not as interested in Captain Marvel as they are other heroes. Now, that is not an automatic dislike. However, for the fact that that was done, and the coincidence, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it probably was not a coincidence. Almost everyone is speculating, just because of the timing, that it was linked to Captain Marvel. You know, some are going as far as say it was planned for episode 9, because the Star Wars fans are not happy after Last Jedi. However, when you try to spin it, that is probably going to be the biggest decision, other than Brie Larson's earlier comments, in deciding on whether some people see the film or not. I mean, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, he never advocates boycotts. He is boycotting Captain America, well, not Captain America, but Captain Marvel now, because that happened. In the short term, it really hurts them. In the long term, it will probably continue to hurt Rotten Tomatoes, and it will hurt Captain Marvel. It will definitely hurt, well, probably not as much Star Wars Episode 9 now, but this is a situation that keeps getting worse. It's not getting any better for Captain Marvel. So I'm going to end it here, and next time I'm going to talk about my predictions.